Okay, so this is our second podcast.
Two.
Number 2. We're going to keep talking about the TiPX because there's still a lot to cover. One thing people always mention when it comes to the TiPX is upgrading from a TiPX valve to a TCR valve. And I did that with mine. Brett did his unwittingly because he bought his from a secondhand TiPX owner. And
they'd already done it for me, so I just went with it.
yeah, I spent $90 on mine, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think it was worth it. The difference between the two valves is this one has 9 holes in the valve, and the TCR has 3. And that makes it more efficient with HPA. But the TiPX is kind of meant to run with CO2. I've always had the best luck running with CO2. That's just me personally. It's always nice to know this TiPX is better with HPA or this TiPX is better with CO2, but I don't really think it's worth spending half of your gun to just upgrade it so you get that couple extra shots. Another upgrade is the long range kit. Now, your typical breech in the TiPX has round ball hole and 1 slot for
the detents.
The detents, yeah. But the long range kit has cut it all out for a first strike, and it actually has 2 detents. If you can see that in there. Which you can run into problems when you have 2 detents if you're running round ball, I've noticed. You and I both have actually cut down and trimmed the detents in ours.
One big thing if you do get the long range kit is that the 2 detents are completely different from each other. One side is your regular detent, and the other side is skinnier. It doesn't have that little lip on there, so it fits in the side of the gun that's not built for a detent.
Yep.
So if you get those backwards, you're going to have breaks all day.
Yeah, you're going to have breaks all the time. So that's one thing that's in the long range kit. Another thing in the long range kit is the bolts. This one is from the normal TiPX. It has a O-ring right there. And the one that comes with the long range kit doesn't. And that is angled so it fits against first strikes perfectly. But it works well with round balls as well. I mean, I've never had a problem with that. Other than my normal here and there breaks that everybody gets. Another thing that comes with the long range kit is 12 rounders. And 12 rounders are God's gift to pistoleros. He loves to run Zetas. I've always had a problem with Zetas. I don't know what it was.
I have noticed that Zetas are a lot more fragile. If you drop one of those in the dirt, drop one of these in the dirt, you're more likely to break this one. I've had luck with these ones so far. I've got 5 of them right now. I will say that as my Zetas break, I probably won't be buying more. I'll probably just be getting 12 rounders. I've got 4 12 rounders right now that I'll just swap out. And these things are a nightmare to take apart and put together. But Outcast Paintball, he actually has a really good detailed video. We may put a link on there so that you guys can go see that on how to disassemble and reassemble these irritating motherfuckers.
My 12 rounders, I've never once had a problem with them. They are incredibly durable. You can tell the difference just by knocking on it. This one's so much thicker plastic. This one's way cheaper, but it's also more complicated. This is a much similar design to the 7-rounder True Feed design, but it also runs first strikes right in the box, just like Zetas do. But I have beat these all to hell.
One thing about I was wanting to touch base on the whole mag thing is mag holds. I've seen so many different people be like, how do you carry your mags? How do you carry your tank? Well, I run the Faz mags. A lot of people are like, oh, well, they don't hold retention very well. I carry 4 of these upside down all day long. There's 2 things you need to make sure you do with your Faz mags. Is make sure you have your little spacer in there. There's a little rubber piece that's in there that holds your Faz mag nice and tight whenever it's in there. And you also need to have some kind of elastic band around the outside. The ones that it comes with are garbage. Just throw those away. What I did was I just took a bicycle inner tube, cut it up a whole bunch of time, made a whole bunch of Ranger bands, and I put one in the center, one on the bottom, and one on the top. Holds it in perfect. I've never had one fall out. They still come in and out easy, but they lock in place. Perfect. Like, you could throw this thing across the room, and it's not coming out at all.
The Milsig brand, which we both have, are fantastic, but they are really expensive. And you can really only buy them online. Not many people sell them. Back when I was first getting into Phasmags, I discovered there was an airsoft place in the middle of the city, and they had these pistol magazine holders, and they did not fit any of my magazines. But you take a Dremel to anything, you're going to make it work. And for $5 a piece, making a pretty decent Phasmag by yourself tends to be better than spending $35 on one that's going to work. But I'm just a modder, you know. That's what I love to do.
If you got the money, blow it on the Milsigs.
Because they're worth it.
Don't break them down and make your own.
Yeah.
I got lucky and got all mine in a big package deal. I got like 4 or 5 and a bunch of mags. Another thing I want to touch base with on the Zetas is another people have problems with. There's always like, oh, all the balls fall out while it's in my mag, or they all fall out while I'm running with them down the field. Well, again, I took my Ranger band. You just run it over the top, run it on the side. You got it tucked in there. And as long as your Ranger band is covering the end of your mag, they don't come out. So keep your balls in there nice and tight, and you don't have to worry about it.
Everybody loves their balls nice and tight.
Everybody loves their balls nice and tight.
Let's talk about loadouts a little bit more. We kind of talked a little bit about it in the last podcast, but not too much. One thing that we really struggled with at the very beginning was figuring out, well, how do we carry everything? And the truth to that is you don't need to carry much. Less is more when you're playing with a pistol. Because the reason you're playing with a pistol is you're not carrying a huge gun, you're not carrying 1,000 rounds on your back. You want as little as possible, and you want to be able to move as fast as possible. One thing that I bought a while ago that still works to me to this day whenever I want to switch it up every once in a while is this Tough Pouch 5-round 1911 magazine holder. And all your magazines fit in here, and if you're smart and not dumb like me and don't wash it at a high temperature, you can get away with carrying these upside down. If you do that, it's as easy as putting some rubber cement on the inside, and they're still going to hold in there just fine. I still kind of touch them every once in a while to make sure I didn't drop any mags, but losing a mag is not the end of the world.
Unless they're Zeta.
Unless they're Zeta, yeah. That's a way to hold your magazines. Overkill Assassin, Terry Green, he also inspired me to make a drop pouch. So I sewed this together one day. This is another one of my loadouts. I sewed this together, and I could fit probably, I want to say 6 12-round magazines in here, along with a couple of tubes. And you can keep this on your side, you can keep it on your back. I always kept it on my left side, and I had a secondary strap to wrap around my thigh and make sure nothing wiggled around too much. But what's great about the drop pouch is you can have 6 magazines in there facing upwards, and if you're out, you want to reload, you take your magazine out and you feel which one has balls on the top, pull that one out, you reload, and the one that's empty, you just flip upside down. It's as easy as that, and that's a really good setup. I used that for a long time. Now, all I run is 2 pistols, got some CO2 cartridges on me, and 4 Phasmags, and that's it. That's my go-to. And if I switch that up, carrying HPA is as easy as having your 13 CI bottle, and you buy a $4 M4 magazine pouch off of Amazon, Prime, whatever. It gets there in 2 days. It fits in there perfectly. It's wonderful. It's amazing. It's the best, most simplistic way I've ever held a tank in my life. And you want it a little more secure, it comes with the little rubber band thing right there. It's good to go. It's perfect.
This is the exact same way that I carry my air bottle. A lot of people I hear complaining, oh, if you carry it in the middle of your back, it bounces against your back. Well, I don't carry mine in the middle of my back. I carry mine at like a 4 o'clock position, and it just goes, slims in right there, stays nice and tight, and I don't ever have any problems with it. Also, the way you run your remote line is going to be a really big factor. If you run it all loose and funky, then it's going to bounce around more than if you run it tight and through your sleeve and whatnot. It's going to stay tight a lot better.
Another thing that you can do, I didn't like running mine vertical, so I decided one day I wanted to try and make it horizontal. And all I did was I took, there's some mole straps on this side of it. You take a seam ripper and rip that seam out, and you can run it horizontal. And that's interesting, to say the least, but that's another way to do it. I mean, there's so many different ways to do everything. There's no one perfect way. There's a right way for everybody, there's a wrong way for everybody. It's all about trial and error. You think about it, doesn't work, you go on to the next thing.
I went straight from the rucksack with the Phasmags on it, with the tank in that, straight to the Phasmags and mag pouch for my air bottle, and that worked out really well for me, and I've just been stuck with that for close to 8 months, something like that. Somebody sent you a kill of the week, I think. Don't
Yeah, so there's a guy, he's an ally of the Assassin Alliance, and his name's Chris Seeger, also known as Paintball Squirrel on Instagram, and we're going to do a new thing called Kill of the Week. So we're going to put in some interesting kills.
If you guys have a kill you want to submit, just send it to us and we can send it here.
Yep, here. So this was at Fulda Gap 2017.
You're out, player.
Surrender?
You turned over, brother. That's why I shot you in the back.
I didn't see you.
Sorry.
So I remember this.
Yeah.
This kill. I mean, he shot a speedballer in the back because he turned around, and you don't, when you get a speedballer who turns around, you don't want to get lit up with 25 balls, so you're going to shoot him.
Yeah.
And that happens. What was interesting is that guy went and complained to a ref that he shot him up close, even though it was in the pack. It didn't hurt him one bit. I think that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's fair to me. I mean, I'll shoot somebody point blank. I mean, I'm not going to let you turn around and shoot me 15 times. So.
When we're fighting, that's all we do is shoot each other point blank. Yeah.
So.
The point of the game is to kill or be killed. So
if you can't get shot a couple times, then
what's the point of
probably not play paintball.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's everything. We're going to go and play some paintball today with our brand new jerseys.
Yeah,
we
another
got
thing
in the
I
mail.
want to touch on. Jerseys, mine fit great.
That's amazing.
I did go with what Antonio said and get one size bigger. But man, it fits great. I mean, I don't have belly shirt problems, nothing like that. So, yeah, I love it.
One thing that blew me away was I always loved that you have your thumb hole.
Yeah.
But there's also a pinky strap,
Yeah,
which is awesome. That's so cool. I had never seen that before on anything, and that's really awesome. And the hand part is padded. If you get shot in the hand, this part of the hand, you're good to go. Don't get any lacerations. But yeah, we're so excited to have these jerseys today. It's going to be our first day playing with them. We've already got comments. I was going to the gas station. Some lady was like, "Oh, that looks so cool. Where'd you buy that?" Well, you don't buy it, you put it in your blood, sweat, and tears.
You earn it.
Yeah, so you fight tooth and nail to get it. And yeah, we're so excited. I'm so thankful to so many people. Luna Assassin for challenging me to a 1v1 about 6 months ago and motivating me to go get a personal trainer and really get into it and really focus on myself and really put in that work that was needed to get to this point. I want to thank Nico for adding us to the Primal Squad.
Yeah.
We never introduced ourselves still.
Nope. Mantis Assassin.
Cheetah Assassin. We should start doing that.
Yeah. At the beginning of the video would be great.
Right. But we did listen to your feedback about the first video, so we changed the lighting a little bit. This is still a temporary set, so we're going to figure something out in the future. Other than that, I hope the audio isn't too bad because I'm sick as fuck right now. But still getting out there, so gonna go play. All right. Well, I think that's everything. If you have a kill of the week, send it to us. Any feedback, let us know. We love constructive criticism. That's what the world runs on. We're not going to get offended if you say something.
No.
Because we're always looking to improve. We're always looking to better ourselves. We want to better this podcast. We want to use this podcast as a resource for players who are new to the game, new to MagFed, new to pistol playing, neophytes who want to get better and get to the assassin level. That's what this is here for. We're here for you. We're here to tell you what we think, tell you what we've done, what we've tried and failed at, all of that. So hit us up. Keep watching. Stay tuned. All of that stuff.
See you guys later.